Holyoke, Massachusetts. We're going to do a full-length street tour of Main Street. It's a very long street. It's probably the third longest street in Holyoke. And we're going to turn on to it so we don't miss much. But in the distance, you see the start of Main Street. We're going to go from north to south. But right now, we're looking toward the north at the Holyoke Gas and Electric Home, which was formerly the Holyoke Water Power Home. Used to be one floor, now it's two floor. We also see the Richardsonian train station. When we take the turn, we'll see it. The very first thing on the street is actually a former fire station. Okay, so finally we're on Main Street and we'll follow. Now on the left is a big gap there. It's called the Whiten Street building. It was gorgeous. I'm sad they never took it down. They probably took it down in the 1990s. And Hotel Jess is on the right hand side. And the train station, which was placed on the third train station and the first train station. All right, now, if you see gaps, there used to be buildings there, and they were taken down along the way. This is a very residential and store street within Holyoke. There used to be theaters down here. There used to be many stores than there are now. It was not considered the business district. That was kind of high street, but it had a lot of businesses on this street. A lot of more heavy duty, like furniture stores, were around here. Okay, and you see block after block changes, and this one happens to be very residential. Used to be a movie theater on the left hand side where now it's a racing marked gasoline station. On the left hand side of this section, there's the Clovy Brobera building from 1887. It's now mostly residential, but ground floor has some stores. But in the past, it was professional offices for French Canadians who had lived in South Holyoke, and they needed a place to go to doctor, dentist, lawyer. That was pretty much in this building right here. And you're gonna notice as we cross finally Cabot Street, it's kind of one of the division lines into changes of Main Street. Okay, we're crossing Cabot, and on both sides are going to be more tenement house apartment blocks. Maybe Esperanza is going to be on your right. That's been around for 40 years. But on the left is the Greek Orthodox Church. Gorgeous building. And next to it used to be a settlement house called the Skinner House. And then on the left here is a fire station. And we're passing by the Friedrich Block, which was a architectural maker. And short of that was Epstein's and then Weinstein's Furniture. Now in front of us is, on both sides of the street, the Holyoke Machine Company. They were in Holyoke for about 160 years. And they made turbines, and they made big metal pieces that would be used in these factories. Mostly turbines. And then right after them, we're going to very quickly see the Merrick 1 on the right-hand side, and then the Merrick 4 on the left-hand side. Merrick 1 was a thread-making mill. They made, with the Merrick 2 and 3, 1 million miles of thread each year. And their offices were on the left-hand side of the Merrick 4. Their turbine to power over their mills was on the right-hand side of the special spike of the second and third level canal. They used to get a lot of power going out of here. We're finally crossing the third level canal. Okay, and once we go over the train overpass, we're going to enter the neighborhood called Springdale. So this This main street goes through 4 neighborhoods. the Flats, South Holyoke, Springdale, and then into Ingleside. Now there's an industrial park now in Springdale. We'll pass it. It starts right here at Berkshire Street. This industrial park was put here in the 60s, and a lot of businesses are still here. Acme Chain was here. It's now Tsubaki. And Main Street through Springdale is mostly defined by Springdale Park, and the apartment complex is just across the street from it. And we'll see Tsubaki on the right, and Springdale Park finally on the left-hand side, a very big park, which is an Olmsted Brothers design park. They have a dike system beyond it. Okay, these are the apartment complexes that were bordered right on Springdale Park. And John Prue's house is on the right-hand side. It's a beautiful Victorian home, and he tried to draw attention to his construction abilities. This is a trolley neighborhood. The trolley came right through here and in fact formed the neighborhood itself. Now Springdale is the smallest neighborhood in Holyoke, and so very quickly we're going to be leaving it, and then we're going to enter into the last of the four neighborhoods, Ingleside neighborhood. And this was defined by the orphanages, by Providence Hospital, and nowadays by the Holyoke Mall. Now, this section of Springdale is one of the few residential sections, and so we're passing along Main Street, and we're seeing a lot more houses, and we're going to see them again once we get by these car dealerships. And in the distance, we're going to go by the Holyoke High School Vocational School, which used to be called Dean School. And Dean's football field and playground is on the left-hand side. Very small park, but very important. And next, we're going to enter back into a very residential neighborhood. Very intensely residential, and it had the Ingleside School was here, and nowadays it has La Finca. It has a Providence, Sisters of Providence land on the left, now owned by the reservations of Holyoke, Massachusetts, sorry. And it also has the Sewell and Panage Holyoke Rose. And a lot of side streets, a lot of residential around here. And Main Street ends in the distance at the Providence Hospital. And we'll turn around right here. And this is La Finca off to your right. And Holyoke Rose off to our left. Going to the parking lot here. That's the Connecticut River just beyond. It's very flat around here. It's one of the flattest parts of the river in Holyoke. And the Sewell and Panage River Access Center is in the distance. This is the home of the program called Holyoke Rose. And they do a great job of getting all ages and all genders involved in rural programs. Okay, so thank you for coming on this Main Street tour.